Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome to Champions League Spotlight. I'm your host, and today we're talking about the big question on every Aston Villa fan's mind. What does it mean for Unai Emery's side if they fail to qualify for the Champions League? Failing to make it into the Champions League would be a major disappointment for Villa, but is it a season of failure? We don't think so. Let's take a closer look. For context, Aston Villa are currently sitting outside the Champions League qualification spots in the Premier League, and with only one day left to play, their hopes of European football are hanging by a thread. But we believe that missing out on the Champions League doesn't define Unai Emery's side as a whole season. First, it's worth considering just how big a deal the Champions League is for English clubs. Qualifying for Europe's top competition is a huge achievement, and it's not something to be taken lightly. However, we also know that the Premier League is an incredibly competitive league, with some of the best teams in the world competing every week. If Aston Villa can finish outside the top four, they've still had an incredible season. They've shown consistency, skill, and a never-say-die attitude that's got fans behind them all the way. And if they miss out on European competition, it doesn't mean they're not worthy of respect. In fact, qualifying for the Europa League would actually be seen as a positive for Unai Emery and his side. The Europa League is still a major competition, with some of the biggest clubs in Europe competing every week. It's a chance for Villa to showcase their skills on a bigger stage and to potentially win some silverware. Of course, we know that qualifying for the Champions League is always seen as the ultimate goal. But let's not forget that it's also possible for teams to have successful seasons without making it into Europe. Look at Manchester City last season. They won the Premier League without a single European competition to their name. Ultimately, what defines a successful season is more than just qualification for Europe. It's about how you perform on your own pitch against the toughest opponents in the league. And if Aston Villa can finish with a top 6 spot and some impressive wins, we think that's something to be proud of. So don't count out Unai Emery's side just yet. They've still got one final day to go, and who knows what could happen. We'll be keeping a close eye on how it all unfolds.